Good evening, everybody. Welcome back inside the Truman Center for tonight's MUDECAS B Division Championship game. We've got a 1-seed, 2-seed matchup, HTRS and the Fall City Sacred Heart Irish. My name is Eric Algett. Scott Strock with us today alongside of the JCC Striv crew. Always a treat for me when I get to work with the true professionals in southeast Nebraska, Scott.
Yeah, Marcus and his crew at least. We might not want to throw me in there, but Marcus and his crew do it about as well as it's done anywhere across the state.
Yep, put them up against any student crew that you want to come up with. HTRS and Sacred Heart in our B Division Championship right now. And like you were talking before, two teams very familiar with each other. Third time they're going to be playing in the last 12 days. That's lining things up in a way that I don't know that anyone was expecting. But also this B Division and the A Division went chalk. That doesn't happen very often, especially when you get in high-level tournaments. Usually you get an upset in there somewhere, but we can take a look at the winner's side of this bracket, and it's HTRS on top, and then it was Fall City Sacred Heart at the bottom, and the ones and the twos that just kept on winning. Yep,
they just marched right on through on a collision course for today at 6:30, and we're about to enjoy that match. You've got 9-4 HTRS. Fall City Sacred Heart comes in at 6-7, which you don't say very often about a Sacred Heart team coming into this tournament. You know, when they showed up, they were 4-7.
Right.
1-2, one here Monday, one here Tuesday. But you were talking earlier in that last match about sometimes team finding themselves, and that may be what this group is doing this week.
And you talk about programs, and that's what I think is so much fun about when you talk about a squad and a group like Fall City Sacred Heart. You're talking about programs that when you step into the program, you are immediately immersed in what is the expectations for me as an athlete, as a student, as a school attendant, and all of that goes into it. Sacred Heart is one of those programs where the expectations are very well established and they're very well communicated, and so it makes it very easy to get on the same page right away. Also, just looking at the straight roster, I'm like, whole lot of freshmen out there. That's got to be just about every girl in school.
One senior on the roster.
Yeah.
One senior on the roster. So they're a young team that may be starting to find itself. As you said, they've played 3 times in the last 12 days. They played on September 6th. HTRS swept 2 sets. And just 5 days ago, September 13th, it went 3 sets, a competitive match. And I would expect that again here today.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun to watch this one. HTRS in the navy blues and Sacred Heart in the black with the green sleeves. That's a sharp-looking uniform over there.
It is.
For the Irish. I like that.
I like the fact that their numbers are so easy to read.
That's very helpful as well.
But, you know, we talked in the last match about things being a little different. Fall City's going to be a little bit more of a balanced team. You know, you've got Ellie Bastandic for HTRS, who averages 5 kills a set. Mm-hmm. And that's out of a middle.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And there's, again, some names, Bastandic being one of them, Daisy Witt, Dorothy Krause. Despite being underclassmen, girls that have been in this ringer of the MUDECAS tournament, whether it's volleyball or basketball, for a number of years. So how do they help their younger teammates come along? I think that is going to be an interesting, just something interesting to watch for Sacred Heart as they go along. And don't be surprised if we turn around in basketball season and we see the same group of girls for Sacred Heart that's in a final day of the MUDECAS basketball tournament. They just find a way to get things done when it comes time for that season too.
They do. And Sacred Heart was in this game last year. They lost to Tri-County. Tri-County beat Sacred Heart in the B Division final last year. HTRS won the B Division consolation game last year. They beat Southern. So last year, Sacred Heart finished second. HTRS finished third here in this B Division. Both of them looking to improve at least one notch on their finishes from last year.
HTRS being introduced right now, including Ellie Bastandic. She's the 6-foot senior. Colby Hedden is a 5'10 junior. You see them 2 and 3. And also number 1 is Bailey Schmidt, a 5'9 freshman. And if she's listed at 5'9 and Ellie's listed at 6 foot,
somebody needs to get their measuring tape out and redo
Bailey's
it.
Grown a lot since the summer physical.
She may have.
Which is entirely possible. I got a 7th grader that's, I think, 3 inches taller than what he was 2 months ago. So that happens sometimes, and that's okay, too.
It does.
As usual, another good crowd on hand to support both of these squads, either from HTRS, pulling from all of the towns of Humboldt, Table Rock, and Striv. It depends who you talk to.
I know.
It's so funny. That's why so many people just say HTRS and be done with it.
So I've seen HTRS play a couple times this year. I have not got to see Sacred Heart with my own eyeballs live this year. This will be the first time I've got to see them, and I'm looking forward to it.
Daisy Witt, Bailey Limmerin will be setters for Sacred Heart. Emerson Courtney is number 5 and wearing the libero jersey. Harley Hardesty is the junior libero for HTRS. You'll see Bestanding, you'll see Hedden, you'll see Bowen, and you will see also there in the back row, Lillian Bowen, another senior. So it's an experienced group, senior, junior, junior, sophomore up there in that front row to start things up for HTRS.
And I think, from what I could tell, like I said, I haven't seen Sacred Heart live, but I think they're going to run a 6-2. I think they'll run 2 different gals running setter depending on who's in the back row. And HTRS has done that at times this year with both PJ Howe, number 23, and number 4, Madison Bredemeyer, setting at different points. So I'll be interested to see if they're both staying in that 6-2 system or if they've switched to a 5-1. We'll probably know in relatively short order.
Yeah, it's actually Bredemeyer in the starting lineup wearing that number 4 jersey. HTRS on the serve first, and we are underway. That was Lillian Bowen with a nice, strong serve to get us going. An attack to the back row is played by the Titans. On we go here in the opening point of the match. Cross court, good job just getting it back in play. Titans with an opportunity, Bestanding got one to roll over the top and down for the kill. Ellie Bestanding, first point of the night for HTRS.
So I think you'll see as much as they can. If the setter's in a position to set the middle when Ellie's in the front well, they like to use her as much as possible when they can.
Serve again from Bowen. Sacred Heart will set it up on the left side. That was the attack from Nussbaum. And now bump back over, a free ball for the Irish. And from the back row comes Kraus. Dug from the back row. And Bestanding again, a free ball back. So out of system a couple times here for HTRS. Kraus takes his swing. This time just punched back over. Another opportunity for the Irish. From the right side, that was
Witt that time.
Daisy Witt that time.
She's going to get another one up, down ball.
Yeah, nobody getting a great in-system rotation just yet. And that one never cleared the net on the running tip shot there from Doria. So 1-1 after all of that action, 1-1 here in the first set.
And we're starting off just like we did that last game, long rallies. Sure makes it entertaining though.
Yep, it's a good thing we started a little bit early though.
That's right. So Daisy Witt back to serve. She's the lone senior on the Sacred Heart roster.
But boy, it feels like she's been in school for about 18 years now.
COVID year and a red shirt.
Yeah, COVID, medical red shirt also. Yep. All that in there.
Oh, good hustle. Howe sends it over.
Nobody there. Sacred Heart with you got it, no, you got it. And nobody had it for the Irish.
PJ Howe, she's a sophomore. And she'll rotate back to serve. And I think you'll see her take over setting duties now that she's in the back row.
Good strong serve from Howe. Irish set it up for a right side attack that misses long from Kraus and a point for the Titans. So 3-1 actually, HTRS on top. Thank you, John. He's used to announce, he's not used to running the scoreboard. And that attack goes wide, so now 3-2.
So service there for them. HTRS is going to side out things to Sacred Heart. And that's Dorothy Kraus back to serve, junior.
You know, sometimes it feels like these girls, and it happens for the guys too, that they are in school for so long just because they start playing such a prominent role when they're freshmen.
I know it.
And a good ace serve there for Dorothy.
Well, and it seems like if you're a rival at one of those schools and they come in and they're making contributions as a freshman, yeah, you come up their senior year, like they've been here 6 years.
Right.
Well, 2 good serves from Kraus there, and that is Howe setting now.
Yep. But they misfire on the left-handed attack from Bredemeyer. So left-handed attack from the left side. goes into the net, and it's now 4-3 Sacred Heart. Kudos to, and I know we will say it more than once tonight, but kudos to the students who are running the cameras here tonight for the JCC Striv broadcast as Kraus rolls one over the top of the tape for the ace serve into, and then just nothing doing for the Titan defense. It's 5-3, Sacred Heart on top. And Kraus got that one down for an ace. Boy, Kraus painting both sides of the line that time. Took it over to the right and got a little curveball.
She served the back left corner, the back right corner. She served long, she served short. This run right here, she's put it all over the place.
Goes to the back left that time.
Better first contact by Hardesty.
Yep. And HTRS just trying to keep it alive. They'll roll one over, get it right back. On we go, Sacred Heart off the top. HTRS standing in the middle. Good control there by Sacred Heart, but the bump will go long, and the point goes to the Titans.
Yeah, the free ball there sent over by Haley Jones was just a bit long, so it's going to be side out HTRS and send Ellie Bastandig back to serve.
6-foot senior for the Titans, 6-4, Sacred Heart on top. In the middle off the top of the tape there from Nussbaum. On we go, big swing, and, well, it was going to be a kill or a net violation. It was a point no matter what for Sacred Heart, but let's give credit where it's due. Hallie Jones came flying in on the left side and put a good swing on that one.
Yep, they got Madison Bredemeyer in the net there.
Nussbaum on the serve again, 7-4 Irish on top. Bump set in the middle, just a little punch over that time from Dunlap. Titans control again. Running shot, and then a running push back. Bastandig gets to that in the corner, though.
Good hustle.
Everybody scrambling around. It's loud just because everyone's talking to each other. That's not necessarily coming from the crowd. That's fun. Now a big swing from the back. Bastandig punches it up. Got a little help from Howe. How are we still going? In the middle, Jones puts it down for Sacred Heart.
Went back corner, painted the line. Jones gets her first kill.
But how about the one-handed punches from Bastandig and Howe to keep that alive at one point? And just a beautiful attack then from Jones to end it.
We've seen a lot of good defense in the last 3 sets of volleyball we've been watching.
8-4, Sacred Heart on top, playing best of 3 here in the B Division Championship, as that will go down as an ace serve for Nussbaum, and a timeout going to be taken by HTRS. Let's step aside as well. We'll come back to Beatrice in the Truman Center after this. Take another look at Hallie Jones and the big kill there for Sacred Heart. They have a 9-4 lead over HTRS in this B Division Championship of the MUDECAS Volleyball Tournament. A tournament that's been going on for a long, long time, has entertained some wonderful teams and players, and I'm always appreciative of the fact that the MUDECAS Association makes it a point to honor historical teams each year for the B and the A division, volleyball and basketball teams for the guys and girls. And so we'll talk a little bit about those honor teams that are this year, because there's a couple extra notable people amongst the honor teams this year.
There are indeed. Well, Coach Rogers has to feel good about that timeout. They come right out of it and get the service error from Sacred Heart, and that's Hardesty serving for HTRS.
Punch to the back there by Westergaard, and Ryan gets that one too long, though, and a point back to the Titans. Harley Hardesty, the junior, back to serve for HTRS.
Of note, Sacred Heart has 9 points. They've already got 4 aces in this match.
Right.
And now the Titans get one.
If you're keeping track, I'll just keep track of names. That works for me.
Awesome.
Too used to the college game where they keep your stats now
I
for
know,
you.
isn't
It's
that so
way
handy
too easy.
having that
It's
screen
way too easy.
automatically updating?
Yep. Jones with a swing in the middle. Now Bastaining will punch it up.
Frey got a nice
Frey.
block touch there, 19. I thought it was 13 earlier, too. Her hair was covering part of it, but it's 19. Frey in the front row there.
Yeah, Jones goes to the back and misses long that time. And a point for HTRS again. '19 is Jazzy Frey.
Yep, she's a freshman. 5'9" freshman. Little punch shot there from Westengard.
And that is Frey just getting that one to roll over, but a great recovery for Sacred Heart. On we go. Far side, big swing coming there from Bowen.
Somebody was in the net.
Sacred Heart's in the net.
Well, we're knotted up at 9.
Yeah, nice recovery here. 4 straight for HTRS coming out of the timeout.
Oop.
And as soon as we say that, that is a service error for Hardesty.
But a good run there. She served 3 points. Most coaches will take that. You score 3 points for your team at the service line, you've had a nice run.
Bailey Lemeron back to serve for Sacred Heart. The Irish up by 1 here in set 1. Best of 3 in our B Division championship game.
Boy, that serve was knuckling. It was coming right at us.
You could read Bodden on the side as it came over the net. Good punch back, but ultimately missing wide. It was just maybe needed a half more step that time from Hardesty to kind of get that back into the middle, but had her momentum going out of bounds, and that's where the ball went to. And now back-to-back points for the Irish. Near side, another good drop serve there. And Bastaining from the back row. Didn't get a great one there. And Bastaining's like, hey, that bump could have been just a touch and more in the middle. Bastaining was backpedaling to try to get a swing at that. So now it's 3 in a row for Sacred Heart. HTRS goes 4 in a row coming out of the timeout, and then 3 back now for Sacred Heart. Irish on the attack. Jones left side off the top of the block. Bastaining from the back. Again, didn't quite get the hips and the shoulders turned maybe the way she wanted to.
She kind of had to go through some traffic. Her own teammates, she kind of had to just move around them and never got her feet under her to get on top of that ball. So Sacred Heart answers HTRS's 4-point run with one of their own.
Another good serve. That one came from Lemeron, who served all but one of these 4-0 run. Cross court, what an attack that time from Daisy Witt. Boy, her body and everything seemed like she was going to take that down the line. That's where the defense went, and she brought it cross court.
She kind of corkscrewed around the ball and kind of cut it.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
And now it's 5 in a row for Sacred Heart here. The Nets make it 6 on the ace. HTRS, do you need to take your second timeout? Boy, this is 6 in a row.
Yeah, you can't. I know you hate to use it this early, but you also can't let things get out of hand to where you're not even in the set anymore.
So it was 9-5 Irish, and then it was 9-9 as HTRS went on the run, and now 15-9. So 6 in a row, make it 7 in a row now. As falling away from that one is Bredmeyer, and it's got to be the timeout now, as all the momentum on the side of this Sacred Heart Irish, 16-9 here in set number 1. So the second timeout taken by HTRS. Let's keep it here for just a second. We've still got a great matchup coming in our A Division Championship, scheduled for 8 o'clock. We'll see if that doesn't start just a little bit early. So if you're Johnson County Central or Freeman and you're tuning in just to see, hey, how's HTRS and Fall City Sacred Heart? They did start this match about 7 minutes early. So just a heads up if you're Thunderbirds or the Falcons.
Just be here by 7:30.
Just be here by 7:30. Get here at 7 and you'll probably see the end of a great match too.
Yeah, I said that I've seen HTRS play a few times this year. The nights that they've come away with their losses, they're sitting at 9-4. they've had stretches like this where they look pretty good, they go and run, but then for whatever reason, and I haven't noticed if it's in a certain rotation, a certain spot for them, but they'll give up 4, 5, 6 points in a row to kind of hurt themselves in a set.
Yeah. I don't know, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's a rotation thing. They've just kind of been a little bit out of sorts. Footwork hasn't been well. Maybe the communication's been off a little bit.
And Lemeron's serving
really
hasn't
well.
helped them either, right?
Sacred Heart got another good serve. Now they'll get Jones on the attack, and she puts another kill down for the Irish. Hallie Jones on that left side has been dynamite throughout this match so far, and it's now 17-9, Irish on top here in the first set.
Ooh, 8-point run. And Lemeron hasn't made any of it easy on the serve receive for the Titans. Those are all dancing, those serves.
Yeah, we see it better from courtside than what you see it on TV. And that attack then was actually a pretty good first touch for HTRS, and it still didn't result in the point. Now you can kind of see mentally the wheels are just not clicking right now for the Titans. 18-9, Sacred Heart on top. Lemeron again, good strong serve to the back. Set up for Bastani, but again, she has to kind of, little miscommunication as she had a teammate right in front of her. Jazzy Frey couldn't really get out of the way. Bastani was like, I want to take a run at this, and Frey was in the way. So now it's 19-9.
Yeah, we'll see if the scoreboard gets it corrected.
Yeah. They gave the point to the wrong team on the scoreboard. Our scoreboard is right.
Yes.
Good job, John.
And one of the things that Eric and I have to do on the scoreboard, it just says home and guest.
Right.
So we always have to remember who's home guest. You folks at home have the luxury of Marcus and his crew putting up a really easy-to-read scoreboard for you.
And how about a stuff at the net? Now the tip shot even from Bowen, and she thought she had a perfect little off-speed shot, and nope, came right back to her. Great defense up front by Westergaard. So now an 11-point run right now from Lemeron and the Irish. Another good serve. Set it up very much in system, and finally one off the block and down for the point as Frey puts it away.
So if you're HTRS here, you know, you're not giving up on this set, but even if you can't come back and win the set, you need to capture some momentum moving forward.
And I'm sorry, we've been saying Frey. It's Fry. It's an EY, so it is Fry, by the way. Cross-court shot there from Jones. Tried to cut it too much. Into the net, 20-11. That's back-to-back now for HTRS. Good swing on that serve there from Bredmeyer. And then how about an attack off the top of the tape from Witt. Roll shot, opportunity, Irish. Set it up for Jones into the net. 3 in a row back for HTRS, and now some smiles on the side of the Titans.
Feeling a little bit better about themselves, and feeling good never hurts anything.
Bredmeyer on that serve. Punch at the net, nothing doing. Never cleared the net there for Witt. And another point for HTRS. Just a game of runs. We're swimming in the bathtub right now and swishing from back and forth.
I know. I can't remember a set where I've seen 3 or 4 different runs of at least 4 points. And shoot, we had one that was
11. But the water spills out of the tub on that one for Fry, and the run is stopped at 4, so 21-13. Sacred Heart still firmly in control here of this first set. Again, playing best of 3 for our B Division championship at the MUDECAS tournament.
Brooklyn Biebermeyer, the server there for Sacred Heart.
And
good hustle.
It was great hustle, but man, what a serve. Bastani couldn't get a great first touch at that, and that just set everything up. But a fantastic serve there for Sacred Heart. And it will be Biebermeyer again, the 5'5" senior. That one, same speed, just missed it a little bit though. Irish on the attack. They'll set it up for Kraus. Misfired at long. Point for HTRS. Trying to claw their way back in this thing. 22-15 in the first set. A look there at HTRS coach Brittany Rogers. Bestanding on the overpass. Dunks it back. Timeout, Sacred Heart. I was kind of wondering when that was coming from Coach Ebel, and that felt like a good time to take one, 22-16. We'll step aside real quick as you get one more look at this from Bestanding. Doink. Point Titans. Back after this.
This is a commercial for Pioneer Seed Corn.
In 1926, Pioneer revolutionized farming with the first commercial production of hybrid corn. And we've been innovating ever since.
The one that started it all. The #1 seed to beat. The one for you.
In 2026, we celebrate a century of innovation. Plant the 100th season. Plant Pioneer.
From the Truman Center on the campus of Southeast Community College in Beatrice, the MUDECAS Volleyball Championships continue. B Division Championship set 1, 22-16. It felt dead to rights. Sacred Heart had this one in the bag. It was 20-9 after the 11-0 run, but HTRS not going quietly at the end of this set. Irish set it up. Beautiful redirect at the top of that one. Daisy Witt way up high to get the redirect back to her right.
Yeah, just pushed it right across to the side in front of the Titan defense. Smart, crafty shot on a set that was too close to the net for her to take a big swing on. Gets the kill, and that's going to send Wessengard back to serve.
23-16, Sacred Heart trying to close things out here in set number 1. Wild swings for both squads in point runs, and a big block there by Nussbaum. And now an injured Irish, as Dorothy Kraus maybe landed a little wrong. She is, for now, going to stay in there. Coach Emma Ebel, see if we can see something. Number 4 right in that front row, and yeah, whoop, there goes the ankle.
Yep, caught the toes.
Yep.
And a little tweak, and it's one of those, if you've ever done that, for a second you think you probably broke your ankle, and they're like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
Right. 25-16 on the ace for Sacred Heart to take set number 1. Man, what just the wild swings, but ultimately that 11-point run for Sacred Heart proves to be enough. They take the first set 25-16 over HTRS. We're going to step aside real quick. When we come back, set 2 for the B Division Championship from the MUDECAS Volleyball Tournament.
Raising a family in today's world. Going through all of life's outcomes, both predictable and unpredictable.
It can be a challenge, but between the 3 of us, we've raised 9 boys and 3 husbands. So we've seen almost everything. At Tecumseh Insurance Center, we can help insure your family's risks.
You've got enough to worry about. Let us take care of your seed. Rank Seed.
What scholarships are funded by the foundation?
The foundation funds 9 scholarships each year.
3 $1,000 scholarships to trade school applicants.
3 $1,000 scholarships to community college applicants.
3 $2,000 scholarships to four-year college applicants.
The foundation also funds up to 2 Learn to Dream scholarships in partnership with Southeast Community College.
JCC seniors receive these applications in January and are due to the counselor's office by mid-March.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the following silver sponsors: Community Insurance Group, Hasselback Pharmacy, Spring Creek Agency, State Bank of Table Rock, Kerner Ace Hardware, Tecumseh Animal Clinic. Thank you to all our JCC Strive sponsors who help make these broadcasts possible. We couldn't do it without your support.
Big thank you to all of the advertising partners. That has been a big thing for Marcus Shear and the JCC Strive program the last number of years, 4 or 5 years, I think they've been doing the advertising piece. It has allowed them to expand the capabilities with the replay, the cameras, and all of that stuff. And Marcus handles the training, which is really, really good. And happy to be a part of it on a couple nights a year when they let me join for the MUDECAS Volleyball, and then hopefully we can do this for basketball again too when we head over to the auditorium in Beatrice, which is, I'm a sucker for the old WPA projects and the old auditoriums. I get to go to York in the Crossroads Conference Tournament. Similar type of setup. You got the wooden seats and the stage on one end. Really awesome setup. So love coming to Beatrice for this event and to York for the CRC as well.
Well, and what I love about the basketball too is with those gyms right across the street, you can bounce back and forth between games too. It's just so much fun. The middle school and the auditorium.
Sacred Heart takes set one, 25-16, and not the way they started at all in that set, or they ended the first set. They ended up with a service error right out of the gate.
Yeah, one thing of note, I had Sacred Heart with 7 aces in that first set.
I stopped counting at 3 because you were counting more. So, yeah, it was a really, really good job at the service line and a big swing there. Along the far side, that was Dorothy Krause.
So let's see if we get a little bit more of a back and forth but less dramatic swing this set.
We had both teams had at least 4-point runs, but really the deciding factor was the 11-point run in that first set for Sacred Heart. Somehow HTRS kept it alive, but Emily Bastani is just like, hey, just bump that. You don't have to take a running swing at it. That's hard. Just bump it. We'll play it on. And another service error. That one coming from Krause, who was a little shaken up at the end of that first set, landed on a toe as she went up for a block there, but back out there. We'll see if we'll kind of watch her, see if she's a little ginger at all on that left foot or moving around okay.
The kill she had at the beginning of this set sure looked good.
Yeah, that looked fine. Now in the middle, Bastanding, good swing, good dig though to keep that up by Westergaard.
And if HTRS is going to be successful, they're going to have to get Bastandic going.
Yeah, and that will do it right there. Keep setting her, and Bastanding finally gets one to go as Krause couldn't get to it in the back row.
That's her third kill, and she usually averages about 5.5 a set, and that's her third kill tonight.
3-2, HTRS on top here in set number 2, but that one misfired long right away there from P.J. Howe, the sophomore.
So we've got the libero back serving now. That's Courtney.
And a misfire into the net for Bredemeyer. And a point back to the Irish 4-3. Got to have a good bench if you're going to be a good team. And that's a lot of youth on that bench. So they should be good and energetic. And all of the little dances at the end of a point, that's just fine. Because they've got that kind of energy.
Absolutely. One-handed set.
And the attack that time from Jones misses to the left. And a point back. We are all tied up at 4.
So I think it would be fair, Eric, to say this game hasn't been quite as clean as the game we just watched. The passing hasn't been quite as crisp. The few more attack errors. maybe a little bit of nerves since this is a championship, the B championship.
How about an overpass that nobody for HTRS went at? I think they all in that front row, that donut, all thought the ball was sailing out of bounds, and Ellie Bastanding's in the back just go when somebody hit it.
Yeah, just lack of communication there.
Bastanding, good dig from the back, set it up on the far side for Fry, the freshman. And a roll shot over the top is going to go down for Hallie Jones. Boy, that was a set shot. She didn't even jump for that one, but rolled it over the top of the tape, and HTRS unable to get to it.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but Bailey Limrond here was serving during that 11-point run for Sacred Heart last set.
She was. And she is back to serve again for the Irish, and Bastanding bumps that one into the net. Good recovery, though, for HTRS. Opportunity as Jones pushes it over. Now an opportunity back for the Titans. Bastanding from the back row. Good up that time from Courtney in the back row. And a misfire from Jones. Went cross court, missed it wide, and a point. Titans.
HTRS glad to see Limeron move off the service line and for them to side out there. Now, Hardesty, who did go on a 4-point run herself then when she served, see if she can get the Titans going.
Drives a good one there to the back row. Jones from the right side this time gets it off the block of Fry and puts it down. 7-5 Irish on top here in set number 2. They won the first set 25-16.
Jones first to 5 in kills.
Couple of bumps from the liberos on both sides. Big swing then from Kraus. Overpass. Excuse me, that was Witt, then Kraus. Now on the far side for HTRS to the back row. Can they get to it? They do. Courtney gets to it. Free ball coming, but a good opportunity there from Sacred Heart. Now in the middle. Fry goes with the tip shot. Back in the middle, a joust at the nets. And the Titans called for a net violation as Fry got a shoulder into that.
Yep, she wanted to go up and get that, what was almost an overpass, and just, like you said, turned her shoulder and got into the net on the follow through there.
Yeah, you can actually see it. It was actually with that right hand, just reached out and got forearm on the top of the net. From the back, Bastanding again gets that one to go. And we saw it in the first set that she couldn't quite get that timing down. Had a teammate in front of her a couple of times, but these last couple of attacks from the back, she's been very good.
She has. Let's see if that's enough to get her cooking a little bit. If you're a Titan fan.
Bredmeyer on the serve, 8-6. Sacred Heart with the lead. Titans trying to get something going. They'll do it from the back row, and miscommunication again. Boy, Fry was sitting there waiting for the bump, but then got kind of run into by Lillian Bowen.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those deals where just I don't think I'm seeing enough communication, enough talk. I mean, in baseball, you always think call the ball,
right?
And I think their coach would like to see them talking it out a bit more.
Fry from the left side into the net. I don't think that ever cleared it, although getting up there was Nussbaum, and it's going to be a timeout for HTRS. Coach Rogers says, yep, we're out of sorts right now. The squeaky wheel needs some grease. So we're going to step aside while they work on that and get some WD-40 to the Titan bench. Stat.
What scholarships are funded by the foundation?
The foundation funds 9 scholarships each year.
3 $1,000 scholarships to trade school applicants.
3 $1,000 scholarships to community college applicants.
3 $2,000 scholarships to 4-year college applicants.
The foundation also funds up to 2 Learn to Dream scholarships in partnership with Southeast Community College.
JCC seniors receive these applications in January and are due to the counselor's office by mid-March.
HTRS needs to make a stop in there to Kerner Ace True Value and get some WD-40.
Absolutely. They things are a little gummed up right now, not real smooth. Coach Rogers called the timeout. We'll see if they're able to implement the words of wisdom she imparted.
Irish still on the serve.
It's Westengard.
It is, and Ryan misses long. Point for the Titans.
I will say, this is the third game I've been here for today. The coaches have been real good with their timeouts, causing that service error out of the timeout.
Yep. It is kind of funny how often that does happen. Off the top of the block, Titans control. Set it up at the far side for Bowen. Dug by Courtney. And a pass not great, but then a bump into the net. Couldn't quite get to that. Was P.J. Howe.
Boy, Witt made lemonade out of a lemon there. With that set was just way outside.
I actually made lemonade out of an orange, actually.
That might be. that might be. It was impressive. Now she's going to head back to the service line. Again, Dacey's the only senior on this Sacred Heart roster.
Here's another reason that it feels like Dacey has been in school forever, because big sister Delaney was in school forever as well.
Right. You've heard that name a long time.
Long time. Bump set in the middle, but standing a little too close to the net and couldn't win it at the net. Nussbaum for Sacred Heart, able to put it down for the Irish in a 5-point lead.
That's her second kill, or second block for Nussbaum.
The serve there from Witt. Near side, Bowen punches it to the back, but punches it too long. And the lead grows to 6 for Sacred Heart. Winners of the first set, 25-16.
Coach Rogers shaking things up a little bit. Number 10, Eden Stewart, into the game for the first time. She actually did a nice job in serve receive on that last contact. Even though Bowen sent the attack long, she was in serve receive there again. So Sacred Heart picking her out and attacking her just as she's come into the game.
Near side, that was Kraus with a big swing. Now cross court, Bowen stuffed at the net, on-way play, and there's the double contact, or the lift, if you will.
Yep.
And going over the net is why we're calling that this year, but you alluded to it earlier today. Really like the fact that the double contact with the ball staying on your own side is now legal.
Yeah, as long as your teammate is the next to contact it,
right,
it's legal. So yeah, that one just stuck.
We just gave a point to HTRS. Was that like a delay of game thing?
Oh, yes. He called 5 seconds.
5, yeah. So there was a whistle, and then there was no serve for the 5 seconds.
I think Dacey's telling her coach that she didn't know that he'd blown the ready whistle. Well, if you're Sacred Heart, you just need to move on.
Yep. Irish still leading by 6, but standing trying to get something going. And a great cross court from the middle. How about the cutting that one from Nussbaum? Isabel Nussbaum from the middle, cut it back to the left side and able to get it down the line.
Yeah, and I have that as her first kill. She's got 2 blocks to go with it. But that, like you said, was a really nice cut shot into a tight court. Got that first kill, and Sacred Heart's up 7.
Kemper Sipple is up into the lineup as well for Sacred Heart. Just a free ball.
Oh,
and
that was going to be out.
That was going to be out, but on we play now as Jones tips it back up. She'll get an attack now, and she'll get it off the top. I want to play it so I can get a kill, says Hallie Jones, and an 8-point Sacred Heart lead. All smiles on the Irish side.
Yeah, the Titans are running out of time to right the ship here. Down 8, a little over midway through set 2, already down a set.
Bump set back to the middle. Bastaining rolls it over. Near side for Jones. To the back, but missed it long. No touch. Point HTRS.
And the thing I would say about HTRS right now, I think I could probably count on one hand the number of times they've been in system.
Right.
It just seems like they're constantly scrambling. Either the first contact isn't good or the set isn't quite right. They just never seem in system.
It's been and some of that has been their own doing, but plenty of it has been the doing of the Irish attack. But standing from the middle, good swing, got it to the back, but dug up. Sacred Heart able to play it, and on we go. But standing again from the middle, that time got it down. Went to the back right corner, and Westergaard got it once, but couldn't get it the second time.
Yeah, the first time, the one-hand stab kept the play alive. That time just wasn't able to control it. So HTRS to 10, they cut the lead to 6 here.
And back to serve for the Titans goes P.J. Howe, a sophomore. Good strong one. Dropped that one just over. Got an overpass and an opportunity. But standing.
Good reaction from Witt.
And now Jones pushes one over. Comes back for the Irish. Jones in the middle that time. Great up.
Hardesty stood in there.
Yep. On we go. Another long rally. Jones, big swing. There was some net contact, but it was a kill no matter what for Hallie Jones.
I have her with 7. She's the match leader in kills.
And the lead is 7 for the Irish. Back to serve goes the libero, Emerson Courtney. And she drops a beautiful one in there, got an overpass back, and now everybody in scramble drill mode, and a point for the Irish. Boy, just a beautiful serve that got HTRS all out of sorts.
Yep.
But then Sacred Heart couldn't handle the overpass themselves, but it still works out. And sometimes you just got a little bit of extra luck on your side.
Absolutely. Yeah, that first contact after the overpass kind of drifted too close to the net, and so Sacred Heart ended up just popping it back over. Bastandi kind of tried to throw it up there and just couldn't control it.
So 18-10 here in set number 2. Sacred Heart trying to close out a 2-set sweep. We mentioned third time in 12 days that these two teams have played. HTRS won in a sweep, then HTRS won 2-1, and now Sacred Heart's trying to make it a sweep on the other end.
Absolutely. And both of those I think were in tournaments. I think once they were playing in Weeping Water, and then maybe once was HTRS's home tournament. So yeah, we were talking earlier about teams trying to build off MUDECAS. If Sacred Heart could walk out of here with the B championship, sweeping a team that's beat them twice in the last 2 weeks, they'd have to roll into the second part of the season feeling pretty good about themselves.
Well, just a ton more confidence. And you mentioned it, they were 4-7 coming into the MUDECAS tournament. They have a chance to exit the tournament 7-7.
Absolutely.
Man, does that change the mindset and the momentum for the rest of the year.
Yep.
And again, out of system a little bit on that serve receive for HTRS, and into the net goes Bastandi. So 19-10 our score in favor of the Irish.
Yeah, I can't say I saw this coming tonight with Sacred Heart having 10-point leads in both sets. It was 20-9 in the first set. We're at 20-10 in set 2 against a team that had beat them twice this year.
And a team that's 9-4 overall on the season. And very nearly, that's still going to be an ace to come back.
And, to be fair, you always got to remember these are 14, 15, maybe 18-year-old young people.
Right.
Sometimes it's just not your night.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've probably had a couple. I've had a couple of those come through my house. You may have had.
Oh, yeah.
It's not always even keel.
I've got a junior high footballer, and Monday was not one of our nights.
I coached junior high football last year, and it was a really fun experience, and really challenging at the same time.
Yep. So 21-11, Bastandi back to serve, missed it long, 22-11. And the Irish will look to close things out in straight sets in short order. We may be way ahead of schedule for that 8 o'clock start.
They may not be able to start that. I mean, there are going to be a lot of people showing up after a set or two. I mean, they could theoretically start this thing at 7:30 if they wanted to. And I think they'd have a whole bunch of upset people if that happened, but we'll see.
Bastandi will get a run from the back row, and again it misses.
Well, and I've watched Ellie play softball, basketball, volleyball for 6 years. She even lived in Tecumseh for a while. She's had much better nights than this. She'll have much better nights than this. It just hasn't been her night tonight.
Yep. You could just kind of tell the communication was off from the start. The footwork really kind of for everyone.
Yep.
A little unsure of where they exactly should be. That is an awesome cross-court shot that paints the line there. And was that Witt that got that one?
It was. And then let's give credit on the other side. Sacred Heart has taken advantage of all the mistakes that HTRS has given them. They've served well. They've been much better in serve receive, and they just haven't had as many attack errors.
Yep, and this is match point for the Irish at 24-11, and they will bump it back over. So an opportunity here for HTRS stuffed at the net by Westergaard. On we play, though. Free ball. And a chance to close it for Jones. Left side, over the top of the block. Tipped up and around. On we go.
Titans still hustling.
Sets it, and Witt misfired it long. And match point number 2 coming for the Irish.
Well, you have to respect the effort from HTRS there. You're down 13. The other team has set point. You still got girls getting on the floor, diving, going after balls.
Always something to get better at, no matter what the scoreboard says. Harley Hardesty on the serve for the Titans. And that is how we will end this matchup. Sacred Heart wins it 25-16 and 25-12, your final count here in set number 2 for the B Division Championship. And so they've got some hardware to hand out across the way as the teams shake hands there underneath the net. And Scott, any final numbers that kind of stand out for you in this one?
Well,
the 7 aces in set 1 were probably the thing that
absolutely
stood out the most.
And that continued. And the Sacred Heart didn't have as many aces in set 2, but they were constantly putting HTRS out of system. Even if they got the ball up, the setter was running 15 feet off the net to chase down for second contact. So it really limited her options of who she could set and where she could set them. You know, I've got Jones as the leader in kills. She had 7. Sometimes you see only 7, but there were so many errors on the other side. There just weren't a lot of opportunities. For HTRS, you know, Ellie Vistandig averages about 5.5 kills a set. She had 4 tonight total, and it just wasn't their night. Things didn't come together. They never found a rhythm, never found a groove, and Sacred Heart just kept putting the pressure on them.
Yeah, so Sacred Heart now goes to 7-7 overall on the season. HTRS falls to 9-5. But, you know, the other thing about, and we talked so much throughout this match and the previous match too, when you get to MUDECAS, if you can come out of it with a win, you feel really good about where you're at as a program going into the final 2-3 weeks of the regular season and how things might kind of stack up in that district play and hopefully make a run to the state tournament. But on the flip side of that, if you kind of struggle at MUDECAS, you also can use it as a great kind of reset. You can say, okay, if we don't have a game tomorrow, that's fine. Let's go cheer on the football boys tomorrow night.
Right.
And then next week, we kind of hit reset a little bit. We get back to maybe some fundamentals. We get back to the things that were good enough to get us to 9-4. And what were those things, and what didn't work so well against Sacred Heart, and let's try to improve upon those for the last half of the season.
Right, and when I'm coaching, I never enjoy losing. I like winning, but I think I hate losing more. But at the same time, when it does happen, then take advantage of it.
Yep.
Teach a lesson. You know, humble your team just a little bit. Hey, maybe we're not quite as good as we thought we were. And then identify, yes, what are those things that if we want to achieve our season-long goals, what do we got to come in and go to work on Monday?
Yep. Sacred Heart getting their introduction for their medals right now. Everyone gets the medal for the runners-up, of course, for HTRS, and the champions for the Sacred Heart Irish. This is the B Division. Of course, our A Division championship is scheduled to start at 8 o'clock. That is Freeman and JCC. This match did start about 7 minutes early, so we'll probably, I would guess we'd start a little bit early for JCC and Freeman, but probably not too early.
Yeah, we'll have to see. What I would tell you folks at home, if you're just watching and listening in with us, don't shut off the stream and turn it back on at 8. Keep it on in the background.
Yep.
Make sure you're peeking in and checking in on us, because we could be starting a little bit early here, and we don't want you to miss any of what I fully anticipate to be a barn burner, a heck of a match. 2 teams ranked in the top 10 in Class C2 that have battled and battled and battled over the last 3 years. This will be the 9th time they've played in 2.5 seasons. They've played once already this year. JCC did win 2-1, but Freeman handed JCC their only set loss that they've had this season, and I fully expect a battle in this A Division final.
Should be a lot of fun. Again, congratulations to the Fall City Sacred Heart Irish, the B Division champions of the MUDECAS Volleyball Tournament. There is the plaque to go along with, well, more than one of those types of plaques in the trophy case there in Fall City.
So Sacred Heart finished 2nd in the B Division last year, first this year, and with only one senior on the team, I'd say they're expecting fully to be back in the A division next year.
We've got the Jane White all-tournament teams now being introduced. Ellie Bestanding of HTRS, one of those on the first team, I believe. Oh, we said I'm sorry, and Ellie, go back. We're going to do the honorable mentions first. For Sacred Heart, Bailey Lemeron. For HTRS, Harley Hardesty, one of the honorable mentions. Bredemeyer for HTRS as well. Madison Bredemeyer. JC Suizo. Talon Blecka from Pawnee City.
Gatula. Hadley Paxton from Southern.
Justice Curry. From Sterling, Taylor Prescott. And Parkview Christian, Kira Ulrich. And now, the alternate team, Division B, from HTRS, Ellie Bestanding.
Now the first team. There's Ellie Bestanding of HTRS.
PJ Howe.
And from HTRS, PJ Howe. On the first team, all MUDECAS team.
Sacred Heart, Daisy Witt.
Daisy Witt of Sacred Heart.
From Sacred Heart, Krause.
And Dorothy Krause.
I would expect Jones.
Hallie Jones.
And Hallie Jones. So Witt, Krause, and Jones.
And from Meridian, Dennis Stewart.
And Stewart from Meridian also on the first team for the Jane White all-tournament team.
Yeah, I called the Meridian game earlier today. I think Stewart had 17, 18, 19 kills in that match. And she averages 6 or 7 kills a set on the season. She's a sophomore.
Wow. They've had some really good players over the years. It's been a lot of fun to watch that program for no bigger than the population that is that serves that school. They've had some really nice players over the years. So
and Meridian's another team. They just have one senior on their roster.
Mm-hmm. So a 2-set sweep for Sacred Heart as they win it in the B Division Championship. When we come back, like Scott said, don't turn your stream off if you're waiting for JCC and Freeman. We might be starting that one just a little bit early.
I've actually had a few JCC fans texting me in about half a panic. Are they going to start that match early?
We have replays. Well, we should show these replays and these highlights from today's match in the B Division Championship between Sacred Heart and HTRS. Hallie Jones, you mentioned her, leader in the kills for Sacred Heart and in this match as well. She gets one, she gets another. Did a great job moving to the middle and then kind of cutting back to the left with her shot. That was really difficult for HTRS to come up with. You see the play at the net. There's Westergaard with a block, and all of the excitement from the newbies on the bench. Absolutely. For the Irish. And even one like that from Jones, which was a set roll shot, which is
just a down ball roll shot, but she put it in the right place.
Ellie Bestanding was first team all MUDECAS. She got one from the back row. We saw her get it going a little bit in that second set, but you could definitely tell that everything was kind of out of system for sure in the first set. Got a little better a couple times in that second set, but was just really tough for her to get a lot of momentum offensively.
Yeah, none of the Titans found their groove today.
Smiling Irish, as they are your MUDECAS B Division tournament champions. Congratulations to Fall City Sacred Heart. Well, we're going to step aside for a while, and we get ready for, we'll probably break in about the time that they start that 16-minute warm-up clock. So keep your stream going. We'll let you know when we're about 16 minutes away from starting the A Division Championship. That's Johnson County Central and Freeman coming up, scheduled for an 8 o'clock start. We'll see you in just a bit from Beatrice.
As a community bank, it's important for us to support, educate, and to serve our communities. Giving back is part of our culture. It's built into our client model. We do more here by sponsoring, donating, volunteering, and being active participants in the communities that our employees call home.